a wolf hanger for your coat, your cap, and other stuff. Let's see how I sliced it. Alright guys, this model over here is a collaboration between STL and 3D Printable by Lucas, okay? This is a huge success on Cult 3D as well, so a lot of prints were made from this model in here. So first recommendation, we have some parts over here that we can print separately for color the print, okay? This is the tongue, and here we have the teeth, so let's put them after this, then we can print. And now we have to choose from two jaws, okay? We do have the option with one screw on the wall and also two screws on the wall. Sometimes we can use a double-sided tape, so let's choose for this one. I will delete it. And you can make a choice in here depending on your settings, because if you are having trouble with retraction, I will recommend you to not print this together, okay? Because we can cause some problems in these regions and also in here, or for example, if you organize this, the travel between the objects, let's slice it for you to see. So I will activate the travel vision. So we do have the risk of blobbings in here, stringings, if you are not confident on your retraction settings. In my case, since I nailed it, I calibrate my filament, so I will not need it to print separately. I can print this together. And now for the first change in my preset, let's consider this one as a standard preset of settings. The first change will be the layer height. We can choose for two tastes, for example. It's not a technical recommendation. It depends on what you want from your print. I, for example, prefer higher layer heights. What I mean with that? In this print, I would do something as 0.32 millimeters because it's going to be in the wall. It's not going to be a print like people is going to see real closely. As an example, I am with a dinosaur over here that you can take it on your hand and see the details. This is going to be in the wall, and people is going to put a jacket on it, a coat on it. So I don't need so much definition from the layer heights. So I would, in my opinion, okay, put a higher layer height in here, like this. So we do have the finishing of the model exposed, for example, in those spherical regions, the finishing of the model in the nose of the wolf, in the ear, for example, in here, the ears. So we do have this appearance, but also, since I am a 3D printing enthusiast, a 3D printing fan, so I do like this texture applied on the files. I don't know if you agree. It's a matter of taste. I already said you, it's not a technical recommendation. I do like this. I find kind of cool, these layers showing up in the print. So if you like to, as I like, you can choose the same layer height, and I will recommend you how to print it properly with higher layer heights, even you are using a 0.4 millimeters nozzle. Okay, so I would do in this way. If you want something more smooth in the outer wall, you can select a 0.2 millimeter layer height. It's going to make your print a lot smoother. The layers is not going to showing up in the wall of the object. Now we have a lot more of definition in here, and the layers are really hidden, let's say like this. We have more resolution in here. So if you prefer in this way, you can decrease your layer height, and that's going to be fine. In my opinion, I would recommend to save some print time, because now we increased a lot the time for this print, and I will put 0.32 as I was going to recommend to you. Okay, now let's continue. Other settings that I want to change if I increase the layer height is the extrusion width in advanced tab in the print settings. So now I'm going to increase the extrusion width because the layer height is higher, so we need more place to fill all the layers between each other. So we are going to need more width to keep the same adhesion between those layers. Okay, so 0.48, 20% more is going to be fine because the nozzle is 0.4. Now you're going to put 0.48. I would recommend you to change the infill as well for honeycomb, and as I tested before in other model, 7% is going to be fine in here. We are going to increase this a little bit for make this printer more structured inside, more resistant. Okay, this is going to hang some objects. Okay, so I need more strongness in here. I think this is really good. Since we increase the extrusion width as well, this is going to make this print stronger. So I would print this in this way with those settings, okay? And I think we are ready to go. We don't need supports in any part of the model. Let's check if you need to change something. Always I do like this, guys. I recommend you to do it. Look at all those layers, sometimes in different angles, if you can see some weak spots and you can see some support needed region. So something like this, but I don't think it's the case. Let's do the other parts right now. Now let's do the tongue. We are going to print this separately because it's going to be red or some similar color, okay? And now I'm going to see if you can print with the same layer height. I think we could. Okay, this is going to be good. We have a good first layer adhesion. And I don't want to waste some time in here. We don't need to. For example, making this highly detailed, we don't need this. Let's see. So we lost 20 minutes extra without any needs. So let's keep the same layer height, the same settings. And something that we could try in here is the cooling option in the filament settings, and we are going to enable the auto cooling because we need to check if the speed is too much higher for these small parts over here. Let's put in the speed. Yeah, we have some problem in here. And I also I'm going to increase in here, slow down if layer print time is below 10, and I will put 10 seconds. Let's go to the planner, slice now, and that's how I'm going to print. In the start of the print, I don't need to reduce, and then when it starts to be thinner, I'm going to put this with the speed reduced by the auto cooling option, and I recommend you to do the same. Okay, it's going to be safer and also it's going to be stronger because we are going to have more time doing the extrusion. Okay, this was supposed to be the option that I'm going to change. Now let's put the teeth in here. Okay guys, this is a really small print. I will keep the enable auto cooling and let's slice it, but before that I will change my option over here since we have a small tips in those teeth. So let's slice it and I will show you. For example, we are reducing time in here because it's really fast, this print. I'm also going to reduce layer height in here. In the advanced settings, we can go back to 0.4, 0.42, something like this, because we don't need so much extrusion if the layer height is really thinner. Okay, and now we are better, but guys, I would recommend you, because we are going to have a lot of retractions in here, in those spots, for example. Look, we are going to put to do a small perimeter and then after the other. In those cases, something that I usually like to do, even for example, the print is really small. You can print a lot of those wolves, for example, to give to someone, to sell, for example, and then you can print more than this. But I also recommend you to do a piece right after or right by side on this. Let's see the height in here. We have 9.4 millimeters. So I'm going to change this as well. And I'm going to put 9.4 millimeters. We don't need so much. Yeah, something like this should work. Okay, and let's see what I mean. For example, we do have in here more options because now we don't need to reduce a lot the speed. we still need it because the teeth is going to be really fast. So maybe we can make this bigger. See how it's going to be really fast only with the teeth? And now look, we have more time to cool down those parts. Okay, so you could use something like this, and you are not going to waste so much time. We only increase like 11 minutes on your print, and this is going to save you for some trouble and also make those teeth look better, look nicer, okay, with a piece right inside. You can put a cylinder as I put in here. This is going to be like trash, but you can also select another model with the same color. Should be something like white or a yellowish, I don't know, for the teeth of an animal. And you can select another print that you would like to do with the same color and print it together. For example, something like this. You can print a snowman articulated in white filament and then the teeth together, highly detailed, or you can decrease this. Let's lock the proportion, and then we can scale it down just for print together. You can save those parts over here and also have a cool small articulated model, and then you don't need to waste a cylinder of filament, and also you have something to give for someone else. In this case, we will of course expend some more time, but you will have a cooler model than a cylinder. It's your choice. The two options will work, and then we will print a lot better those teeth. I hope you guys enjoy it. Those slicing videos are an initiative from STL Academy, which is the educational project from STL. So if you guys want to learn more about 3D printing, you could check our description and look at STL Academy courses. And don't forget, see you guys at the next slicing.